What's up everyone, Karue here. We're back for another episode of Turning Pro at 30. Today we're going to cover the last event I played, the Cleveland Challenger. This was my first event playing with my new racket, the TFight 305S. I just switched to this racket partnering up with Technifiber. If you missed the video where I talked about it, I'll link it below somewhere. And as much as I love the racket, obviously playing your first event under pressure with a new stick can definitely be a little nerve-wracking. I had a very successful 2024 playing with the Yonex Percept 100D. And not only that, I played with Yonex for 15 years basically, so obviously switching not only rackets but brands, again, can be a little mental. You can get in your head about it, hoping it's the right move, but you never know. And on top of that, I went into Cleveland battling an illness. I didn't get to train much leading up to the tournament. I flew out there not feeling very good. I just hit an hour a day of practice there. Was just laying in my room for most of the day, just trying to recover. I was so cooked that I didn't film anything that week. I brought my cameras and I was like, I just cannot deal with filming. I'm just gonna focus on hopefully playing some decent matches. So that's why I'm recapping it here. So Tuesday night rolled around and I played my first match against San Diego native Lafayette Ayeni. He's aggressive, he serves and volleys and comes in a lot, so the rhythm of the match, it's tricky. You don't see that often. After saving a few break points early in the match, I settled in nicely. I was taking care of my serve really well and just waiting for that opportunity to break. This is all off the dome here, but at 3-all, I believe he missed a few more first serves. I was returning well, and I took that opportunity, got the first break of the match. Held for 5-3, actually broke one more time and closed the first set 6-3. The second set started very similar. We were both just taking care of our serves. I think at 4-3 I had a 15-40, but he closed the door on me, played some good points there. He also had a few pressure moments on my serve that I was able to overcome, which finally brought us to the tiebreaker. I went up 2-1 serving, but I'm pretty sure I was robbed of a first serve winner at 2-1. It's one of those calls that annoys you. I lost focus for a second there. Ended going down 5-2 in the tiebreaker. I was able to bring it back to 5-4, but he was serving twice, which, it's on his racket now to extend it to the third set. But he gifted me 2 double faults at 5-4 and 5-all. Not what I was expecting, but in that moment, you take that and you run with it. And that's what I did. Finished the match with a great first serve and closed it out for a 6-3, 7-6 win. In the second round, I played another American, Kenan Kingsley, who I've battled here on the channel before. You guys probably remember that was early last year. This was one of those matches that was decided by a couple points in each set. Both of us were holding serve very easily for most of the first set. At 4-all, I was able to string along a couple good return points. And on my first break point of the set, I was able to break, and I just served it out for the first set, 6-4. The second set was essentially the same. We were both holding serve easily. But at 3-all, I played a great game and broke on the one break point I had. All that was left was holding serve twice, which I did, and I closed the match out 6-4, 6-4. I was really happy with this win because it was just a clean match from start to finish. Kenan never had a break point, which to me is like an amazing serving performance. That doesn't mean just hitting aces and stuff, but just playing clean service games, obviously coming up with great serves when he mattered, but just that feeling when you're assertive on your serve and you're holding confidently, it definitely frees up your game a lot. So I was happy with that win. Just a clean one break each set, 6-4, 6-4. And guys, just a quick break here to thank today's video sponsor, 8 Sleep. I'm really excited about this partnership. I have friends that have been using 8 Sleep pods for a while and they swear by it. I wanted to test it out and now I got my own pod. As a professional athlete, having a great night of sleep is the best way to recover my body. And since getting my pod by 8 Sleep, I've been sleeping so much better. The pod is a high-tech mattress cover that turns your bed into a personal sleep coach. It cools, heats, and even elevates. The pod uses precision temperature control to regulate your body's sleep cycle. It can cool down to a chilly 55 Fahrenheit or warm up to 110 Fahrenheit. And it does that in each side of the bed so you and your partner can have your own ideal temperature. If the pod detects you snoring, it'll automatically adjust the position of the bed to reduce or completely stop the snoring. It's got built-in sensors that monitor your sleep stages, heart rate variability, respiratory rate, and more, all without having to wear any devices. I legit love my pod from 8 Sleep. I've been getting some of the best sleep I've ever gotten, and honestly, I wish I could bring it with me in all of my trips. If you want to learn more about 8 Sleep, go to 8sleep.com/Karue. And if you decide to get one, use code Karue at checkout. Thank you again, 8 Sleep, for sponsoring the video and sending me a pod. Highly recommend it. Go check them out. Link in the description. And in the quarters, I played collegiate rising star Colton Smith. I've also played here on the channel before. It was an absolute battle, actually. This match started with Colton breaking me. Someone finally broke me for the first time in this event.
Game Smith.
But after shaking the nerves of that first game, I was able to settle back in, keep holding serve, stay within distance. I was able to break him back later in the set, I believe at 4-3. Played an unbelievable return game, actually. But that was like the last time I had any chances on his serve. Colton was serving lights out this entire match. He finished the match with 75% first serves made, which is a stupid stat. And he wasn't just making them, he was consistently hitting them over like 135 miles per hour. And he was so confident on it that when he had a second serve, he was just going for a first serve again. So I just really didn't have many answers for that. I spent like chunks of the match like not putting a return back in play, which was just a hard way of playing tennis. I was playing well from the back and taking care of my business, hitting the ball clean, holding serve, doing what I do well. But I just couldn't match his serving performance. Through the match, for guys serving like that, it puts a lot of pressure on you, on your service games. And he just took control of the match and finished it 7-6, 6-2.
Game 7 match.
Colton was on fire that week. He ended up winning the tournament. Took out guys like JJ Wolf, Ethan Quinn, Spizzeri, and myself all the way to a title. So just a great week for him. There's nothing we could do about it. His first challenger title, so congrats to him. But regardless of the loss, I think it was a very positive tournament for me. Like I said earlier, switching rackets can be challenging, especially when you're in high pressure situations competing. But I felt like I played a very clean tournament. I served well, I wasn't broken in the first 2 matches, which to me shows good amount of an improvement in that area of my game. The new racket combined with the off-season work on the serve is paying dividends. And on top of that, I think in general, I just felt like a better all-around player. I was going to the net more, finishing points, like sticking good volleys. I felt better when I got opportunities to be inside the court as well and hit the ball slightly bigger from those positions. I was able to take bigger cuts as well on certain shots. So overall, I'm excited about where my game is at and how the TFight allows me to play the style that I envisioned in my head. Switching rackets is not going to fix all of your problems. It did not fix mine. But going into the off season, for me, I had a vision in my head of how I wanted to play or how I wanted to evolve from like 2024 Karue to now 2025. I'm a fairly creative player, a shot maker, whatever you want to call it. While I don't have crazy amounts of power, I have a lot of resources. I have good hands, I have good brain, I can figure the match out. And I think with the Onyx, I felt just a little limited to like one style of playing. But now the court feels a little bit more open to serve and volley, to angle the ball a little bit more, to come in, to just in general be a little bit more creative and just sort of allow the shots to happen, the shots that I see in my head. In pro tennis, you have to keep evolving. So I think this event put me in the right direction. I feel a little bit more creative on court, which actually makes me have more fun when I'm playing. And if I'm having fun, that's where I'm the most dangerous. So that's it for this one. Added another 12 points. Now I'm replacing points. I don't know exactly. I think it was 9 points, but it's a good baseline. I still need a few deeper results to be able to make it to Grand Slams. And maybe a good place for a deep run could be the Rio Open, which I'm actually going to play. I just found out I got a wild card for the qualies there. It's an ATP 500, so that's going to be very exciting. Let's see if I can put a good week down in Brazil on the dirt. Since I'm a dirt ball specialist, we all know it here on the channel. Wish me luck. There's going to be some cool content coming up from Rio and all that, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel. And by the way, one last thing. We set up the Karue Tennis Warehouse store. I'll leave a link below. All the gear that I use, including rackets, bags, grips, all that stuff, strings, is in there. If you shop on Tennis Warehouse and you use my link, it helps me. So I appreciate it for all of you guys that ask about my gear. All of it is in there. Go check it out, the Karue store. Link is in the description, and I'll see you guys on the next one.